I wasn't an IT teacher. Well, welcome, everybody. Nice to see you all. I've been posting a bit on Facebook, it seems, because I've just, well, when there's empty space, that seems to happen. And I can't even remember what the post was now, but one of the comments on the post was, and how do you explain all the suffering? How do you explain children being stillborn? How do you explain genocide? How do you explain war? How do you explain cancer? And I'm telling you this because I was shocked. I was shocked that someone would ask me, because I thought it was very, very clear. I thought I was very clear that what's been spoken of has nothing to do with explanation at all. This is speaking of the inexplicable. And maybe the end of the one who sought explanation in the hope that that would bring peace, that's what seems to have died. There's no doubt that this is inexplicable. There is no possibility of understanding life. And wonderfully, there's no need to understand life. Life is very simply as it is. And the end of the desire to explain, the end of the need to explain, you could call the peace that passes all understanding. And I'm saying that in quite a literal sense. It's regardless of any explanation, any understanding, any knowledge, any wisdom, any clarity. There can be all of those things, but essentially they're all empty. Life may appear with clarity, with explanation, with understanding, or without. And one is not more life, more being, more this. No way is more this than any other way. And the freedom from the need to understand is really the motivation to speak about this.
No.
So of course, there are plenty of people who would tell you what they do understand and then suggest to you that you would be much better off with that understanding that they have. There's no doubt about that. That's the majority of people who speak about all kinds of self-improvement, all kinds of spirituality, all kinds of non-duality even. And yet I suggest there's no peace in any explanation or any understanding. Any understanding is just waiting to be proven that you've misunderstood. and life will without doubt, will certainly show you that your understanding is partial. There is no possibility of complete knowledge, complete understanding, complete explanation. And it's no good pretending that that's not what you're looking for. I have a sense of that's all I was looking for. I wanted the absolute knowledge, the explanation to end all explanations. Once I knew, then it would all be okay. And all this is a suggestion that, well, incredibly, it's really okay just the way it is. And it's okay that it's not okay. It's okay that it couldn't be different. It's okay if the feeling or the thought comes that this shouldn't be happening. That's okay too. There's no exception. Everything just appears as it does. And that's simply inescapable. I don't know about you, but I mean, the whole nature of self is on an escape mission, escaping to somewhere else, to something else. I don't doubt that there's lots of people who come to radical non-duality, and really, all they're really still thinking and feeling and hoping is that this will become the this that they've heard spoken of. Still not hearing that this is speaking about this, not another this, not, oh, I know it's only this, but I want that this, not this this. Now, it's really good that Stefan's microphone is still working because he's laughing at all the appropriate points. Do you know how to mute yourself, Stefan?
Oh, sorry.
No, I don't mind because I do like the laughter.
So I muted?
Do you know how to mute?
Yes, yes.
Thanks. And I don't think you can, of course, I don't think you can get this. I don't think you can get this message that this isn't something else, that it's this. That's why I use the word. It isn't in another place. It won't happen at another time. It isn't somewhere else. There isn't any way to it, and there's no escape from it. I'm speaking about this. This is all. And that's not a revelation. You could say there's only revelation. So the revelation of this is no revelation at all. It's all there ever was. It's all there ever is. It's all there ever will be. So this can't be it. And yet it is. Without any doubt. Or with doubt. And the innocence of this is astounding. The complete innocence. There's no fault. There's no blame. There's no guilt. There's no evil. There's no sin. There's no righteousness. There's no higher or lower. This is whole. This is all of it. This is all there is and all there could be. So I've said this a lot of times. I was waiting for choirs of angels, a quite incredible firework display, a symphonic orchestra, some mystical beings wouldn't have gone amiss turning up to welcome me to paradise. But of course, there is no welcoming party to what already is. You won't. And I love the stories of the embrace. You know, that this would embrace me and I would become one with the beloved. Well, no. It's the end of the fantasy of becoming one with. There is no one to become one with. There's no other to become one with. This is the end of the fantasy of even this being one. Most of my time when I was a seeker, it was oneness that appealed to me more than anything. And I have to say, this really annihilated all notions of oneness. You know, one big thing, one complete thing, one whole thing. No, it's just not two. So all the things are the same, but they're not the same one thing. It's a complete mystery as to what they are. The mystery is more undoubtable without the mystery, without it being mysterious. The mundane is the mystery. What we think we know is the miraculous. And I'm just speaking about the search can just stop, just end. Because there's nothing to find. Everything and nothing is in plain view. Every thought, every sensation, every feeling. Without exception. And the without the exception is why I can still sometimes reluctantly say unconditional love, because love is such a loaded word. And yet there is an undeniable sense of love, that there's anything at all, let alone everything. This is everything. It's very difficult to want for more if it's undoubted that this is everything. You can't have more or less of everything. There's no more or less of all that there is. And this is all that there is. If you've got any thoughts or questions or just something's come up while you've been listening, feel free to share it if you want to. Cliff.
Hey, Tim.
Hi, Cliff.
I was just wondering, because I've heard it said many times, or a few times, or maybe once before, that it's not two, and it's certainly not one. And I just wonder why it's said that way, because I just seem to have one experience going on here.
Yeah.
And that's all I can count. I can't say I have no experience.
No.
It just seems to be this, and there isn't.
Yeah.
So I just why distinguish and say it's not one?
Okay, I'll let you have one rather than two.
Okay. I
But
could sleep tonight.
but if I'm really being picky, then I'm not letting you have one. No, because well, the issue so right, it's not one, it's not two, it's not many, it's not none, it's not nothing. So what is there? Is there nothing? Is there many? Is there one, or is there two? Well, there is relatively any and all of those. And what I'm suggesting is no, none of those. So oneness really sounds like a finding, doesn't it? It does to me.
Yeah, like I'm
The
gonna
whole sense, the
I'm
whole
gonna
sense of oneness. For me, I can't really distinguish oneness from God, to be honest. So I just think people just go from God to oneness just like that. You know, it's just a safe bet. Okay, I believed in God, now I believe in oneness.
yeah. Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
I wouldn't disagree with you experientially. Yeah, yeah. Well, certainly, how does experience feel? Well, you could say one at a time, couldn't you?
One at a time. I don't know. I don't see a time or a sequence to it.
Oh, okay. Because I
Yeah,
was just saying, really, there isn't one experience, no. Because
yeah,
experiences just come and go, don't they? So, to me, the whole notion of experience is always in time. And of course, I can still talk about, oh, yeah, I had that experience. But in the experiencing, in the happening, I think experience is a totally inappropriate word as well.
yeah,
It feels like that to me. But of course, I'm not saying it's wrong because there aren't any appropriate, well, there aren't any exact words. So, I mean, your expression of it is just as valid as this expression. I can't emphasize that enough. I'm not speaking the truth. It's just, I mean, it's every expression will be wholly inadequate to express the inexplicable, of course. And for me, that's part of the unconditional love of this message is no, stop listening to anyone else apart from Tim Cliss. And 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 your expression will just naturally be as it is, and it was never yours anyway. Each human being will express the mystery differently, and life is a mystery in that you can try and pin it down, and I just think that's all. Most spirituality is just trying to pin this down.
yeah.
And name it and say what I understand now, what the truth is, which, and all I'm suggesting is that that's all bollocks. And so I guess the oneness feels like pinning it down too much.
Yeah, if you're making it a conceptual thing
Yeah,
and
yeah,
trying to name it, and also I like the idea of I want to become one with the oneness, and then you're trying to move from two-ness to oneness, and all
yeah,
that nonsense starts to
yeah,
happen. It's something other. It's not. Yeah,
exactly. So, I mean, I would say I would say it was my favorite word, my favorite expression of this for a long time. And then it just felt more and more, it just felt more and more like dangling oneness in front of people who are listening that, oh, Tim Cliss, he's in oneness, because that's the only way self hears someone speak about this. Whereas what I'm suggesting is there isn't anyone in or out
Yeah.
of this.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. It kind of after a while it gets to like trying to describe the taste of chocolate, and it's got
Yeah.
a cherry scent there, and it's always changing a little bit, and,
Mhm.
and oh no, it tastes like this. Oh no, it tastes like this, and you say it tastes like,
Yeah.
it's changing.
Well,
It's just
yeah, and that's the
like,
problem with naming this. I mean, religious traditions where God was spoken as the unnamable, and then unknown that. I mean, if ever spirituality was close, I would suggest that was the closest.
mhm.
You know,
And then you kill each other for deciding who's got the right name.
yeah, of course. As soon as you have names, then you're in trouble.
Yeah.
But again, it's very innocent in wanting to name this because that's the only way I could know it. If I can't, I have to have a name in order to know, and in order to tell you that I know. And of course, everyone wants to know. Every self wants to know the truth and the absolute reality. So if I tell you I know the name, and I tell you one name is better than another, then I'm much more convincing that I'm there, and you could then listen to me and follow me. And
But we already established that it's unknowable, didn't we? Right in the beginning.
I try to, but I think I usually fail in that. Because what does even how are you going to convince anyone of unknowability? Uh, it's a futile aim.
Yeah, but there's
Really?
something very comforting and restful about it, the
Yes.
unknowability.
And real,
It's like
to
floating
be
in warm water.
yeah, and real that's all I'm ever talking about, really.
Yeah.
That in not knowing, in not knowing lies the peace, the rest, the ease, the love, the unconditionality that you've longed and longed for, but you've wanted to know it and have it for yourself. Because that's all self can do. Again, innocently, you just pursued it, thinking, oh, that he had it. Why the fuck can't I? Well, he didn't have it. And no one has it. There's nothing more unconditionally loving that this isn't on for sale. It's completely for free. Completely for free. Yeah. Thanks, Cliff. I'll let you have one. But nobody else. Nobody else. Don't be listening to him now and thinking that it's okay. Nobody else. Just
One
Cliff.
for the Gipper.
He's got a special dispensation. He can have the word, but you've got to avoid it like the plague because it will be enticing you. Come to me. Oneness is calling me, All of those romantic stories. JR.
Hey, what's up, Tim? Can you hear me?
Hi, JR.
Yeah, hey, I'm not really sure why. I mean, I kind of know why I'm here. I guess like a support group or something. I used to come to these meetings like 2 years ago. It just kind of found me, so to speak, and I showed up,
Right.
thinking that there was something to get and this, that, and the other. And I heard that actually enough that I was like, there's nothing to get.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go play golf. I mean, I have all the books, like I Am That, this, that, and the other. But anyway, the other day, my wife and I like got in like this argument, and I went outside, and I guess the best way to explain it is it like hit, I guess, like the,
Right.
without me
Yeah.
even, looking
Yeah.
for it, so to speak, or this, that, and the other. And it was like all the things that I had heard in these meetings just kind of landed. And the peace and all of that is indescribable. But I guess long story short is I'm here. So it's just changing the dynamic of like my relationship with my wife. And I know in these non-dual meetings they're like, oh, that's, this, that, or the other. But like, I don't know who else to like go to. So that's why I'm back. I'm not like, I don't think there's anything to get here.
No.
But it's like the neuroses or like the patterns of like clinginess or like behaviors that she's used to, like, aren't
Yeah.
there anymore. You
Right.
get what I'm saying? And
I
it's
do.
like I'm watching her like not know how to react to it. That
Yeah.
piece is still like flowing in me, and I see that, but it's like, I guess what I'm asking about is like compassion. Like,
Yeah.
where does that like fall into this? Because knowing everything is okay while somebody else is like swatting at a ghost or something like that, like, I
Mhm.
don't know where the compassion is. And I'm not compassionate to begin with here on the, you know what I mean? So that doesn't, I don't know what I'm
What do you
trying
mean?
to say, Tim,
You're
but yeah.
naturally, well, the compassion just comes from how would your wife not, all her actions are innocent. That's the compassion. And,
Right.
and I'm guessing that now it's very obvious that she couldn't do other than what she does.
Exactly.
Well, that's the compassion. That's the unconditional love. That doesn't mean to say it'll be easy or that your relationship won't be very difficult now, because she'll probably say things like, well, I don't know who you are anymore. You're not the guy I married. Um, and
Well,
that's
yeah.
and that's all very familiar. That's very familiar in my story and a lot of other stories that people have told me.
Because I didn't say anything to her for a while because I was like, there's no like point.
No.
And then we were going for a walk and I mentioned it and this, that. And of course, she hears it like most people hear it as a self. And so yeah, I don't know how to, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm here and
Well,
just
you're
figured
very
I'd
well.
ask a question.
No, you're very welcome to be here. And of course, I'm the last person to ask for solutions to relationship problems.
I know that's what it sounds like. That's not what I'm
No,
meaning, but
and I
like,
know,
I
and
know
I,
this
I'm
isn't.
pretty. No, I'm pretty sure that's not what you mean. But I just can't emphasize enough. This isn't about any solutions. This is about saying no. It couldn't be any other way. And
Right.
and if you change, which obviously, if you find a piece that you didn't have before, then a lot of your behavior will change for sure. And so the illusion that your wife knows you, well, that's shown up to be what it was, what it is, which is illusory. And the only way that self can deal with that is to say, well, you've changed. I did know the old you, but this new you, I'm really not sure about at all, because it's very threatening. So, I mean, the compassion would be just understand that if you've changed, behaviorally, and there's no more, I mean, you might even not get the sense that you have changed, but
No.
obviously, no, but she will pick up on that. And,
Yeah.
and I mean, the compassion is, no, of course, she's going to be threatened by that. Herself will be threatened that she doesn't know you, because remember, she thought she did. She didn't. She never did. Of course not. No one's ever known anyone else. I mean,
Right.
one of the greatest liberations of all is that you've never known another. It's terribly tragic and can feel like the greatest loss of all. It's not. The loss of yourself is the greatest loss of all. But not knowing others is can still feel devastating. You know, the pretense can't be upheld. It just doesn't, it's not possible anymore. And there is a sense of loss in that. But of course, it's a loss that isn't real, because it's equally obvious that you never did know them. And in a way, that's even more tragic. You pretended all along that you knew your friends, your family, your mother, your father, your brother, your children. And you've never known another, and they've never known you. It's wonderfully liberating. It's wonderfully liberating.
Yep.
I mean, that is some of the peace and rest. A lot of it is in that.
Well, it's not approaching, but just without the stories, you know, and everything is kind of fresh and new. And so anything that happens, if there's like anything that happens, it's moved on very quickly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's like a big change from, you know,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know how else to say it. I feel like when I'm in these meetings, I'm supposed to speak all non-dually.
No.
So pardon me if I don't.
No,
do
not at all.
here.
I don't. As people are pointing out to me regularly, I don't speak non-dual, so you certainly don't have to.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate that. That's a load off.
What I mean by that is personal pronouns. I much prefer ordinary speech rather than, you know, speaking in that body mind there and this body mind here. I used to go to meetings where that was said, and it used to drive me nuts.
Really me. Yeah, man. All right, dude. I appreciate it. I might be back. I don't know.
You're fine.
Who knows?
Do you want me to call you JR? Is that your preferred?
Yeah, please.
Cheers, JR. Hi, Sophie.
Hi, Tim.
Hello.
Hi. If I put your introduction together with the story of JR, I'm gonna get something like explanation seems to appear out of nowhere about whatever he was talking about their marriage and what happened there, and pretty much the same. But then it collapsed. The whole marriage collapsed because I couldn't be like recognizable anymore.
Yeah.
And sometimes still stories comes around that, like an explanation, and I don't know how that works because the explanation doesn't go anywhere.
No.
But I don't know what it is. I don't know who's doing that.
Oh no, yeah, well, that's the mystery. Of course, we don't know. We don't. If it's not you doing it, there's nothing in your place. So it's not that. Oh, now it's very clear that pure consciousness is doing that, or or whatever other people might. In my absence, what is in my place that's doing the doing? Well, no, it's just empty. That's why I speak of emptiness so much. There is no answer to that. But of course, explanations come. Yeah, I just think if I was guessing what it is, it's natural human functioning is thoughts of explanation appear. If you think about it, it's what you as or the human being called Sophie has been doing for a lifetime. So it's quite habitual to come up with explanatory thoughts. But like you say, they're very different when they're just, I mean, if they're not actually if they're not really explaining anything, then they're gone immediately, really. They have no weight and they have no power.
Yeah, because
they don't mean anything, do they?
No, they don't. But so I cannot even ask the question, so what's the point about that? Because I'm not doing it myself. So I cannot ask like, what's the point with those thoughts, or where are they coming from? And like, this seems, I don't get it. It's like weird, just weird. Just weird.
I mean, weird just means really, weird means, well, I can't explain it. Well, that's everything. I mean, the whole of life is weird.
Yeah, that's true.
And self doesn't like weird. Self likes to think it knows. And the truth is, it doesn't know jack shit, doesn't know anything.
Yeah,
And,
because the less you explain, the less it gets weird, because, yeah.
yes, and of course, without explanation having any hold anymore, any weight or substance to it, it's just another thought that is attempting an explanation, which it just becomes laughable. I don't know about you, but I think I can come up with political solutions to, I can come up with all kinds of explanations for stuff I have really no expertise in at all. And of course, that's really what self is always doing. And so when I hear politicians now, there's nothing but compassion for their futile efforts to make the world a better place, which I genuinely think they are compassionate human beings mostly, and they're really trying to find solutions. And again, it feels very unconditionally loving, even the ones who come up with the most ridiculous solutions. And because that's what can happen here. Sophie can have a thought of, oh, I know why that's happening, and then you laugh. Of course you don't.
Yeah. That happens a lot. Yeah. It's like,
Yeah, and it happens a lot here as well.
yeah.
It's kind of like I've stopped taking them seriously at all, or there's no taking them seriously.
But that doesn't stop, right? That's just go
No,
on.
no, it doesn't stop. No,
Yeah,
I'm not talking about anything stopping.
right. Oh, amazing. And especially the thought, like, I wish I could explain that to him better.
Yeah. I will say that's become weaker and weaker, especially with non-duality, because I did really desire to be able to communicate this. But then it's very obvious that this can't be communicated. So there's all the freedom. So, then it's free to say anything or nothing, because nothing is not better or worse than saying.
Yeah.
So whether I say something or I just sit in silence, one is not. In spirituality, silence is seen as quite special, isn't it?
Yeah, true.
But when the words are just as empty as the silence, and by empty I mean empty of meaning and significance and relevance and importance, then speaking is liberated.
Yeah, so once you start saying many things, it's not always, it could also create a lot of other stuff going on, because you're just very free and open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the greatest freedom of all is the freedom from getting it right. And I mean that in every aspect of life.
Yeah, that's true. Because so many times I start explaining and then I stop. It's like, well.
No, you're fine. You can go ahead with your explanation, knowing that it'll be rubbish.
But I start laughing. It's
And then you're just laughing,
yeah. Thank you, Tim.
Thanks,
it's wonderful. Really, really wonderful being here. Thank you.
Thank you. Cliff.
So if talk about something I find a little paradoxical, or I wonder if people are being honest, particularly in the non-dual realm.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing other than this, which is pretty obvious. There's no reason to be doing this. There's no meaning to doing this.
No.
There's no reason to being here or need to be here at all, it seems, because it's
No.
just is what it is. And there's really nothing to get here, which is wonderful. There's nothing to get because it's already here. Now, that being said, here's where it gets a little bit strange. And I even wonder sometimes if I'm being honest to myself.
Right.
Okay. Knowing all of that,
Yeah.
there's still a preference to be here when I'm available to come, because it is entertaining and enjoyable to me. I'm not looking to get anything, but there is, to say to somebody, there's no reason to do this, is not really correct, because deep down inside, I think everybody that's here wants to be happy, wants to be at peace, doesn't want to be stressed, contracted, suffering, and all of those things. And
Yeah.
for the people that they love, they would prefer the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
So, there's nothing to get, but there is something to get.
Yeah.
There's nothing that's needed, but there is something that's cherished. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a paradox. So if I say, oh, there's no reason to do this, there's no reason for me to talk to you about it, there's nothing to get, it's true, but it's also not true, because this has been profoundly beneficial in my life.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, I totally agree with everything you just said.
it's like the best thing I've never done.
But and of course, it is totally paradoxical, and probably the greatest mystery of all that is that there can be seemingly a complete ease with that utter paradox. That there's no problem with that paradox whatsoever, and that's how it seems to be. And really, of course, you just said it. This isn't about the end of preferences. This isn't about the end of desire. This isn't the end of, oh, that would be nice, I would like that. No, that's totally natural. I'm just saying they're not your desires. They're natural human desires. And nearly everything that we wanted to get rid of, or we hoped to get rid of, they were due to the illusion of me, and that it was all about me. So all of the responsibility, all of the duty, all of the guilt, all of the shame, all of the not all of the neurosis. I think some neurotic thoughts are inevitable, but most of the shit, there's really only one cause. And I am that illusory cause, of course, absolutely. And again, that's a complete paradox. Absolutely, there is no cause. And of course, absolutely, there isn't a self. But when there is the conviction that I am myself and I have free will, autonomy, and personal power, then that is fucking convincing. And the downside of having the power, I mean, it doesn't come without a very heavy price. And the very heavy price is responsibility, duty, neuroses, guilt, shame. And I mean, that's not all suffering, but that's a lot. That's a lot of suffering in all of those things. So this isn't about speaking of the end of suffering. This is speaking about the end of your suffering. So I'm saying you have suffered. I know. You would never have come to non-duality if you haven't suffered. Why would you? It's fucking great being me. But for all of you here, it's not been great being me. Otherwise, you wouldn't have come. How on earth would you have found yourself to this shit show if everything had been hunky-dory? I mean, again, as relative and in the story, but of course you wouldn't. You wouldn't have ended up here. This is last chance saloon, which is no chance. I mean, you're not going to come to the no chance saloon only when you've done all the other chances. You've had to have tried and fucking tried and tried to death. And then here we are. So there's no one here, and here we are. There is nothing more paradoxical than there's no one here, and here we are. I mean, that sums up the paradox perfectly, really. And if it's okay that there's no one here, yet here we are, that's the end of it. Really, that is the end of seeking.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to go, and again, the desire to be happy, to do things that are pleasurable, that's what you've been depriving yourself of, because you thought you had to be worthy. You thought you had to deserve it. Well, here's the thing. There's no one to deserve or not deserve anything. What could be more liberating than that? This is freedom for preference, for desire, for love, that has been absolutely shackled and imprisoned by me because it was far too dangerous. My parents told me that from a very early age. Of course, you won't, Timothy. I want doesn't get. You will not get what you want, so you better stop wanting it. Of course, I only wanted it more, like every child. Don't tell me what I want and what I don't want. So we're speaking about liberation for human beings, liberation from that illusory one who said you had to be worthy first before you could live. Before there could be life, you had to be deserving. And of course, it's just so wonderful that there's no one deserving or undeserving. And of course, the whole notion of deserving is complete and utter nonsense.
They have a word for it, Tim. And the word is grace.
Yeah, you could use that. I can't use it because it's too biblical for me. But yeah, I'm happy again. You can have that. None of the rest of you again. Cliff has that word. He can have that.
See, I can use it because I've always been an atheist. I've never bothered with that.
Oh, okay. Oh,
atheist
grace. I just don't think it works.
Well, grace, I think if you look it up, it's a gift that's unearned or undeserved, or not necessarily not that undeserved. It's you get it without having to earn it or deserve it. It just
absolutely. And so this is by grace. But of course, then it sounds like, well, somebody's got to have been awarding the grace.
Well, not
and
my
of course, I can't hear grace without by the grace of God. I just can't hear the fucking word without the big man getting involved. I just can't hear it. So I can't use it. But yes, I mean, rationally, we could say grace, but then it sounds like grace is doing it. And of course, this isn't being done.
That's the opposite of it. Yeah. It's just.
It just is. This isn't being done. This just is. Yeah.
Yes, it just is.
No grace.
But
so you can keep that if you want, Cliff. But I'm suggesting
I got two words I could keep that I can use somebody else, and I don't want to hear it.
I changed my mind. You've got to dump grace. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Grace.
All right. We'll dump the grace.
But yeah, I know.
It's the other thing that's interesting that you said about getting here and the suffering that happened prior to. And I sure went through a hell of a lot of it when I was, years ago. And I had made a decision, that I was going to get this. I mean, how much we try and is seeking.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I was seeking for 50 years.
Yeah.
Since I was like 14. I
Mhm.
can remember this being like the motivating thing in my life. And I was determined, I would
Yeah.
go to a retreat or to a monastery or to a teacher, and I'm going to get this, and I'm going to put 5 years into it. I'm going to do my best. If they want me to meditate 4 hours a day, I'll meditate 5. And I will do this or I will fucking die trying. And you know what happened? I ended up dying. And there it was. It was there all the time. I just had to get out of the way of it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Stefan had his hand up.
And sorry, who's got his hand up?
Stefan had his hand up.
Stefan. Oh, hi, Stefan. Yeah. Thanks, Cliff.
I don't know how I have to make this yellow hand appear on the screen. But
What do you
no,
do? It doesn't matter. You just put your
okay.
hand up.
Well, grace for me is the absence of doing. So why would anybody do grace? The meaning of the word grace is the absence of doing, no?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And again, and I agree with Cliff in that, yeah, literally the word grace just means without any deserving, whether it's deserved or undeserved, it's regardless. And so in that sense, grace and unconditional love are very similar. The reason I wouldn't use it, but then unconditional love is a Christian word. And the reason I don't like grace is because I just hear by the grace of God, go I. And of course, I don't go. And so the grace of God doesn't go either. By the grace of God, go I. Well, I don't go. So where's the grace of God? And of course, the grace of God sounds like something, grace sounds like something separate. Whereas if there's only grace, there's no point in calling it grace. Everything is, you could say everything is just happening by itself, which is grace, it's nothing to do with you. And it can't be earned, it can't be learned. It can't be.
But is the desire to know or understand really the only thing that separates? Because I was surprised when you suggested that, because I had never thought of it like that. For me, what separates is, tension. There is just tension. And
Yeah.
I don't see that this tension arises from wanting to know something. I don't know why there is tension, but it doesn't seem to arise from the need to know anything. It's just
No, I wouldn't
some.
say it was just that, Stefan. No, I'd say that the separation is a bodily felt sense. And
Yeah.
from that bodily felt sense of being separate, of being inside, really
Yes.
what I'm speaking about is the sense of being inside and separate from everything else.
Yes.
There's me and everything else that's illusory, and that can just stop appearing.
Mm-hmm.
But again, and if you want, Cliff could say by grace, because I could say it. I'm not going to though.
Mm-hmm.
But I would agree that it's certainly not by me. Everything that I did was futile. It was regardless of all my efforts. That's
Yes.
why it felt so tragic, and there were so many tears. It was just the greatest tragedy, and the tragedy was how hard I tried, how much effort
Uh-huh.
I'd put in. And all effort is futile,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because all the effort was always trying to get somewhere else. And so I could advocate paths of surrender and acceptance, but I can't advocate those because they're just more jobs for me.
Mm-hmm.
but it may feel like surrender and it may feel like acceptance. But of course, there's no one doing the surrendering or the accepting.
Okay.
So because the more you tried to surrender, it would just be more effort, wouldn't it?
Yes, yes. Mhm.
And so I can't advocate any path. Because there isn't a path to here. There
Okay.
isn't a way there isn't a way to come to this. There's just this.
But the thing I wanted to say, if you don't mind,
No.
is that I have no problem that I don't know, that life is a mystery.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean that there is no tension.
No.
So even if I'm cool with, oh, there is, I don't know, I no problem, but still there is a tension. So that it has another, I don't know what cause, but it has another cause than wanting to know, I think.
Yes, I'll agree. Well, I would say absolutely. There's no cause at all. It's just how it appears to be, and
Okay.
I haven't got an answer for that, Stefan.
Okay.
If I had answers, I'll be teaching them.
Yeah.
I don't have any answers.
Okay.
And strangely, and in the no answers, there lies all the peace. This is unanswerable. This is inexplicable. This is non-understandable. It just can't.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
Hi, Tim.
Hello.
Hi, dear. Yeah, I would like to add something. There was nothing to get.
There is nothing to get. No.
Lovely to hear you.
Nothing at all. No. Thanks, Anita. Nothing at all. Well, thanks for coming. The meetings are going to continue on Wednesdays until the end of time, until I'm physically dead, until training, the football training changes again. But for the time being, Wednesday's meeting day. If you would like to be invited to the meetings, then just email me and I'll put you on the mailing list. Thanks very much for coming. Thanks, Michael, for doing the co-hosting. Hopefully, Darren will be back next week. He's had just incredible social life. He's on a Wednesday. What's he doing going out every Wednesday night? Who does that? Anyway, he's having a great time.
Are you jealous?
Yes. Yes, of course.
Good.
The meetings will happen on Wednesday until they don't, Tim.
That is correct. That's what I meant to say. All right. Lovely to see you all.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. See ya.
Nice meeting, Tim.
Thank you. Right. I've even lost. I don't even know where the meeting is now. What have I done with it?
There wasn't ever one. Bye.
I don't even know where it is. That's funny. Mhm. Done something, but I don't know what I've done.